Day 4. Genesis 10-12. Genesis chapter 10. The genealogy of the children of Noah, by whom the world was peopled after the flood. These are the generations of the sons of Noah: Sem, Cham, and Japheth, and unto them sons were born after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Thebal, and Mazek, and Theras. And the sons of Gomer: Asenas, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan: Elissa, and Tarshish, Sethim, and Dalamim. By these were divided the islands of the Gentiles in their lands, every one according to his tongue, and their families and their nations. The islands. So the Hebrews called all the remote countries, to which they went by ships from Judea to Greece, Italy, Spain, etc. And the sons of Cham: Chus, and Metram, and Phut, and Chanaan. And the sons of Chus: Saba, and Havilah, and Sabbatha, and Rudra, and Sabbatachah. The sons of Rudra: Saba, and Dedan. Now Chus begot Nimrod. He began to be mighty on the earth, and he was a stout hunter before the Lord. Hence came a proverb, even as Nimrod the stout hunter before the Lord. A stout hunter, not a beast, but of men, whom by violence and tyranny he brought under his dominion. And such he was, not only in the opinion of man, but before the Lord, that is, in his sight, who cannot be deceived. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babylon, and Iraq, and Ashad, and Chalon, and the land of Shinar. Out of that land came forth Ashur, and built Nineveh, and the streets of the city, and Chael. Was then also between Nineveh and Chael. This is the great city. And Meshullam begot Ludim, and Anamim, and Lobim, Nethuim, and Phetrusim, and Chasalim, of whom came forth the Philistines, and the Catharim. And Chanaan begot Sidon his firstborn, the Hethite, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgasite, the Hethite and Amorite, the Sinite, and the Aradian, the Simorite, and the Hamathite, and afterwards the families of the Canaanites were spread abroad. And the limits of Chanaan were from Sidon, as one comes to Gerar, even to Gaza, and to them unto Som, Gomorrah, Adamah, Asibrim, to Ether. These are the children of Cham, and the kindred and tongues, and Irians, and Luns, and Arims. Basama, so the father of Malashur, and Era, Baal, the brother, and Jabba, sons of Bon. The sons of Sim: Elam, and Shur, and Arphaxad, Elad, and Aram. Of sons of Orm and Ho, and Ether, and Res. But Haphaxad begot Sael, of whom was born Heber. And to Heber were born two sons. The name of the one was Phalec, because in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name Jecton. Which Jecton begot Almodad, and Salath, and Salmath, Jer, and Jeram, and Yezel, and Tlah, and Ebal, and Ebanael, Saba, and Ophrah, and Abilah, and Jobah. All these were the sons of Jecton. And their dwelling was from Messes, Ragon, and Phar, and Sephar, a mountain in the east. These are the children of Sem, according to their kindreds and tongues, and countries and their nations. These are the families of Noah, according to their kipple and nations. All these were the nations divided on the earth after the flood. Genesis chapter 11. The Tower of Babel. The confusion of tongues. The genealogy of Sem down to Abraham. And the earth was of one tongue, and of the same speech. And when they removed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and dwelt in it. And each one said to his neighbor, Come, let us make brick, and bake them to the fire. And they had brick instead of stones, and slime instead of mortar, and they said, Come, let us make a city and a tower, the top whereof may reach to heaven, and let us make our name famous before we be scattered abroad into all lands. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of Adam were building. And he said, Behold, it is one people, and all have one tongue, and they have begun to do this, neither will they leave off from their designs, till they accomplish them indeed. Come thee, therefore, let us go down, and they confound the tongue, that they may not understand one another's speech. And so the Lord scattered them from their place into all lands, and they ceased to build the city. And therefore the name thereof was called Babel, because the language of the whole earth was confounded, and from thence the Lord scattered them abroad upon the face of all countries. Babel. That is, confusion. These are the generations of Sem. Sem was 100 years old when he begot Arphaxad, 2 years after the flood. And Sem lived after he begot Arphaxad 500 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 35 years, and begot Sael. And Arphaxad lived after he begot Sael 303 years, and begot sons and daughters. Sael also lived 30 years, and begot Heber. And Sael lived after he begot Heber 403 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Heber lived 34 years, and begot Phag. And Heber lived after he begot Phaleg 430 years, and begot sons and daughters. Phaleg also lived 30 years, and begot Reu. And Phaleg lived after he begot Reu 209 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years, and begot Sarach. And Reu lived after he begot Sarach 207 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Sarach lived 30 years, and begot Natural. And Sarach lived after he begot Natural 200 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Natural lived 29 years, and begot There. And Natural lived after he begot There 119 years, and begot sons and daughters. And There lived 70 years, and begot Abraham, and Nachor, and Aaron. And these are the generations of There. There begot Abram, Nachor, and Aaron. And Aaron begot Lot. And Aaron died before Thea his father, in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nachor married wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nachor's wife Melchah, the daughter of Aaron, father of Melchah and father of Jesse. And Sarai was barren, and had no children. And There took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Aaron his son's son, and Sarai's daughter unto Law, the wife of Abram his son, and brought them out of Ur of the Chaldees, to go into the land of Chanaan, and they came as far as Haran, and dwelt there. And the days of There were 205 years, and he died in Haran. Genesis chapter 12. The call of Abram, and the promise made to him. He sojourneth at Chanaan, and then by occasion of a famine clove into Egypt. And the Lord said to Abram, Go forth out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and out of thy father's house, and come into the land which I shall show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and magnify thy name, and thou shalt be blessed. I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee, and in thee shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed. So Abram went out as the Lord had commanded him, and Lot wedded him. Abram was 75 years old when he went forth from Haran. And he took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all the substance which they had gathered, and the souls which they had gotten in Haran, and they went out to go into the land of Canaan. And when they were come into it, Abram passed through the country unto the place of Sichem, as far as the noble vale. Now the Canaanite was at the time in the land. And the Lord appeared to Abram, and said to him, To thy seed will I give this land. And he built there an altar to the Lord, who had appeared to him. And passing out from thence to a mountain, that was on the east side of Bethel, he did pitch this tent, Bethel the words, and high on the east, he built there also an altar to the Lord, and called upon his name. And Abraham went forward, going and proceeding unto the south. And there came a famine in the country, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was very grievous in the land. And when he was near to enter into Egypt, he said to Sarai his wife, I know that thou art a beautiful woman, and that when the Egyptians shall see thee, they will say, She is his wife, and thou wilt kill me, and keep thee. Say, therefore, I pray thee, that thou art my sister, I may be well used for thee, and that my soul may live for thy sake. My sister. This was no light, because she was his niece, being daughter to his brother Aaron, and therefore, in the style of the Hebrews, she might truly be called his sister, as Lot was called Abram's brother. General 14. See General 20. 12. And when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians saw the woman that she was very beautiful. And the princess told Pharaoh, and praised her before him, and the woman was taken into the house of Pharaoh. And they used Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep and oxen, and he to asses, and men servants, and maid servants, and she to asses, and camels. But the Lord scourged Pharaoh in his house with most grievous strokes for Sarai, Abraham's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram, and said to him, What is this that thou hast done to me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? For what cause didst thou say, She was thy sister, that I might take her to my wife? Now therefore there is thy wife, take her, and go thy wife. And Pharaoh gave his men orders concerning Abram, and they light him a wife and his wife, and all that he had,